Metro Transit.
All right, very nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us today.
Of course.
We'll give it another minute or two, and we'll get right into it. If you want to take a look at the chat, I listed a couple of questions and stuff in there, as well as a link to some photos and video that was recently taken. Hey, Commander Hickman.
1 second. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Hey, Tom, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Yep, we can hear you.
I just checked my phone. I saw you moved the meeting up an hour. And I'm my apologies for your incident this morning. Hopefully we're gonna catch that person.
I'm pretty confident that that people will come forward and tell me. I think she's living at 18. I think she's living at 1828.
Okay. All right. And did you guys have the I don't mean to change topics. Did you guys have your
nice conversation? Say yeah.
Oh, Tom, you breaking up, sir.
Oh no. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let me try to switch this real quick. Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the woman who did it came out of 1828. I've never seen her before. I did talk to one of the people that was in the group with them. There was initially it was 4 of them, and she knows who she is. She just didn't want to talk with me in the environment that she was in. But Commander, I try really hard to earn the respect of all of our neighbors, including our drug addicts and our unhoused. I think it's really important that we continue to treat them as though they are our neighbor. So I do have, I think it's a decent relationship with a lot of them. And people are going to be talking about what happened, and I'm very confident that something will come. Plus, you had a camera. I forgot that you guys had the camera right there on Q and 19th. So, and with all the ring cameras, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to. But definitely didn't see that coming.
Okay, yeah. I hope we get her off the street. Also, did you have your SMD meeting yesterday?
No, so it's the 4th Tuesday of every month.
Got you. Okay, it showed up on my calendar. I was gonna just drop by. I went past the church. And
I don't know how it got screwed up for. I don't know how it got. I think instead of doing every 4th Tuesday, I think it was like I think the calendar invite we did I guess I did it. Chose the wrong option, and it's either like the 4. It's how it's particular how it says either every 4th Tuesday, or you can narrow it down even smaller. Anyway, so it's always the 4th Tuesday of every month.
Okay. All right. Copy that. All right. I just changed it on my end.
Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, Commander Fitzgerald.
Hey, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you. Okay. If I don't know if you guys are at your computers, but I did put some notes in the chat previous to you logging in. I also included some photos of what we've been dealing with. a good example of what we've been dealing with in and around the Minnesota area as far as the bus stops. I just want to notate the constituents' concerns. Ms. Myers, who sent us a pretty lengthy description of, I think, issues that we've probably already knew that were happening and that we've probably discussed in the past. However, I think she's right that these are continual problems, and we need to see if we can, address them a little bit more aggressively, or sort of take some steps that will let the community know that we do hear these. And that's why it was really important for me today to go and attempt to have a conversation with those that were at the bus stops. So I was there at 6:15, 6:30 this morning, and I also got up, I worked late, and I went over at 2 o'clock this morning, and I took photos of what the condition of each of the bus stops were on 18th and 19th. And those are all included in the where it says share iCloud. I think one of the concerns that we're having, and I've heard it from multiple neighbors, is that these folks are pouring into the morning, and when students are trying to get to school, and this is on a regular basis, that we're having our unhoused and our drug addicts hanging out in the. Is there an official name for the bus? I don't know what they refer to them officially as, but and I think that in having the conversations that I had with the people in the last couple of days around the bus stops, this is definitely a major concern of theirs. So, and as an example, I unfortunately I had an incident with a woman who literally tried to steal my phones, and then literally went on a rampage boxing match with me, literally probably hitting me anywhere between 10 and 12 times. And it was very dramatic, I'm sure. And so thanks to MPD and their team, who responded pretty quickly to hopefully will apprehend her and take care of it from that end. But it does go to show how volatile this area is and can be. And so I thought I would bring the best together and see how we can help address some of these constituent concerns and some of the concerns. Commander Hickman knows that this is an area that we've been working on since I was sworn in, and we've made some really great strides thanks to them and the MPD team. But I asked Metro Transit.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, to join us, because I'll be honest with you, I've never seen, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I've never seen a Metro Transit officer, or and that might be because I don't understand the relationship of the bus stop area. But and that's why I really wanted to make sure that you guys were involved, because I wanted to better understand what that area is, who's responsible for it, and how we can better the experience for our residents. I mean, like literally, they won't even go and sit in there. And I'm going to have a conversation with WMATA in a little bit about the conditions of the bus stops and the lighting in the bus stops, things like that really do need to get addressed. If you noticed the pictures that I sent you, 3 of the 4 huts are not lit, have no power to it apparently. One of the stops actually has the advertisement smashed in and glass all over the place. And so I'll be talking with them about the actual condition of the bus huts and making sure that we try to get regular cleaning to address, again, these ongoing concerns from the constituents. I did invite Quentin, but I guess he's not going to be here, or he's not on right now. So in the chat, I just threw down some quick questions I was thinking about last night. The problem is the overview of the constituent reports and first-hand observations of open drug use, prostitution, and public intoxication. I'll be honest with you; these are things that I saw firsthand in the last couple of days. I literally saw somebody take a pipe, and I thought I had video of it, and I don't know. I must have not hit it, or whatever. But I literally saw somebody with a glass pipe striking up right there. I think it was I was there in the afternoon, and so this is just the one chance that I happen to go. But I mean, I've seen it before. The non-rider issue. My understanding is there is some sort of law or laws that govern this particular area that would help us in some ways prevent folks from hanging out. I mean, and I think the other problem with it is it becomes an issue because if you've got people just sitting in the huts and there's actually somebody waiting to get a bus, a lot of times the bus will go by thinking that there's people there, and I know it's happened to me, and it's very, very frustrating, especially when you're going for a job interview or something like that. So that's an issue. And discussing the gap between occasional cleaning and that'll be a WMATA question later on. So with that said, do we have any initial thoughts on where we are and how how we would want to respond to the resident if she was here? Or let's start here. How about what's the relationship between transit, MPD, and the actual space of that hut? Like, how does that? Who's responsible for that area? And I guess that's probably a good starting place.
Well, Tom, my understanding is and Metro can chime in. My understanding is most bus shelters, if it's no matter what jurisdiction it's in, if it's serviced by the jurisdiction, they're responsible for it. So basically, if there's a bus shelter in disrepair, it should be a DPW issue. Because they should be servicing it when it comes to disrepair, lighting, and stuff like that. When it comes to enforcement, of laws, it should be MPD as well at the bus shelter. I think there's a grade of jurisdiction when we talk about people who's actually servicing Metro. When you get on the platform, it's Metro. On the bus, it's Metro. But I think we're talking about just at the shelter. I think it's an issue of if they're servicing the bus, whose jurisdiction it is. Ms. Lucas, maybe you can. Help me out.
Yeah, I got you. So with our jurisdiction in DC, we obviously share with MPD. We do have our bus team that regularly goes up and down that particular area, which is the D20 line, the former X2. It is our top line for buses. Just this year alone, we've had 243 citations and over 30 arrests. Being that it runs all the way from Deanwood down through Gallery, it's quite an area to cover. So if we are having these pockets like 19th and Minnesota where you guys are seeing that they're in disrepair or we're getting the people loitering, the drug complaints, please let us know. And we'll send our team out there. We have a specific bus team that can handle that stuff.
I think this is something that I think we have seen on a regular basis in these particular areas, and thanks to Commander Hickman and his team, they did a sting or whatever of also solicitation, and the people that were also hanging out, just walking around last night to taking some pictures of what we were looking at at 2:00 in the morning, and because I wanted to make sure that I was educated to better understand at different times what the huts were looking like. I mean, there was a guy that was just circling. I saw him 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, they don't make it obvious or anything. It's like, and I think that has helped. And Commander Hickman, I really want to continue to make sure the community knows the hard work that you guys continue to do, because I know sometimes you're not always the best at patting yourself on the back. And if I didn't look at those everyday reports of arrests, I probably would have never known that you guys had done that sting area and really made a conscientious effort to get some of those people off this, to at least addressed. So again, thank you for that. I know the community's grateful for that. When it comes to people just hanging out, I mean, like literally every single time I went over the last couple of days, there were people conjugating and just hanging, or what proactively, what can we do? Retroactively, what can we do? And because I think that the community itself, especially the moms taking their kids to school in the morning, are really finding themselves being uncomfortable standing in or around the bus hut. And as a pure example, what happened to me this morning, that I was assaulted by this woman, in and around the bus hut. So how can we better make secure these huts and provide, especially in the morning when the most vulnerable, our kids are going to and from school with or without their parents?
So basically what you're discussing is a Fourth Amendment issue, and what we can't do is we can't make another person move due to another person's uncomfortability. That's something we can't do. I know we're not. I know we're not in the business of. People from bus shelters, if you're not servicing, because then we have to get to how they make, like, we get to prove, well, you can't prove I'm not here for the bus just because the bus went past. But we get into that as well. So it's a touchy subject, only because the moment we do it, we move somebody off a bus and it's captured on camera. Now we're out there as basically a possible Fourth Amendment violation because somebody else felt uncomfortable. I do know it's very unsightly. Some of the stuff I see driving through the neighborhood is very unsightly. But I know Chief Conti said it best. Because it's unsightly, that don't mean it's unlawful. So I know we don't. I know we don't enforce just sitting at a shelter for a long period of time. Because when we start getting to that, then you get the advocacy groups saying now we're picking on the unhoused, now we're picking on the mental health. So it's very unsightly. I will give you that. It's very unsightly. It has to be a whole government approach. And Tom, if you let me, do I have the ability to share my screen? I do want to show you something. Do I have the ability to share my screen? I do want to show you something.
Yeah, try to. I know I'm using a cellular service, but yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay, everybody see my screen here? Should be a map. All right. So basically, and Tom, you already touched on the work we're doing. I just want to show you some stuff based on how this needs to be a whole of government approach. So the little map here is anything that's a gold diamond is drug arrest. Anything that's a gray circle is gun arrest. So basically, this is our drug arrest. So right here, on along that Minnesota Avenue corridor. So the arrests are there. This year to date as of today's. I updated this yesterday. So the arrests are there, but what we've seen is the same people are getting out and they're going back to the bus stop. They're going back to the 2020 block of Minnesota. We pull the data. We've arrested the same woman in that corridor 3 times this year. It has to be something more for them post arrest that we're just not seeing. DBH has stepped up there. Their enforcement. They stepped up their outreach over there. But it's just we are having something missing post arrest, because one thing is MPD very good at. We're good at locking you up. but the lockup doesn't cure the disease. It doesn't cure your ailment. So we're good. We're great at that. We'll do it all day long. But as you can see on the map here, and this is basically from Marionberry all the way to Pennsylvania Avenue. And it's a bigger concentration at 2200 block. We did a lot of work this year. We do have some scattered arrests, drug arrests between the 2200 block and Marionberry Avenue. And what we see is, even with the prostitution, when I put the prostitution arrest, which I haven't pulled that data yet, but it looked more like chicken pox like this map look right now. It just, there has to be something, government level, outreach level, community-based level that we have to find for these people. I know Commander Fitzgerald and his team is on here. His team is doing a great job down there of locking up the dealers. But just like lock one dealer up, another one is there to take his place. So we're good at locking them up. It's just we don't have jail space to hold them, and once they're out, the underlying issue is not cured. So that's what we really need to discuss when it comes to 2020. Well, Minnesota Avenue corridor, and this not only spot in 60 years like this. If I zoom out this map, it looks like chicken pox. But 2020, that Minnesota Avenue corridor is a high concentration of drug arrests that we're seeing. Now I'm pretty sure if I pull up overlay this with the overdose cases, it'll be even more dots all over the place. So people have a need to go there. I'm hearing rumors that hips may be a problem down there where they bring in the stuff to the people. Like, I don't think we should be inviting people outreach to our communities that's contributing to the habits we're seeing down there. Like, people really need some type of intervention where they get their problem solved. I think us, and when I mean us, because HIPS gets government money. So I'm just going to say us. We're in the business of basically tailoring to the disease, and that's what we're going to get. We're going to get the people at the bus stop hanging out because they have nowhere else to go. And just law enforcement is not like I said. We can lock, like I said, we can lock them up all day long. We can do it. But it's not solving the underlying problem.
Does when they get arrested, do they get a stay away order from that area, or is that something that can be regularly requested?
So they do get stay
away.
Or
is that even an option in a?
It depends if the judge wants to grant it. So we can request stayaways, but ultimately it's up to the judge at arraignment. So sometimes the judge will grant it. Sometimes they won't. Now, usually we get a distro lockup, a distribution lockup. A stayaway is almost guaranteed. But a possession case, and Matt, maybe you can chime in when it comes to stayaway. But possession cases is touch and go, because some people will say, "Well, I live in the community," like stuff like that. A distro case is almost good to go, but a possession case is kind of touchy.
Yeah, I'll echo that. So even with the I'm having a hard time. We got a lot of feedback on somebody's. I'm having a hard time. We got a lot of feedback on somebody's. It's very hard to get the stayaways. Obviously, heroin, crack cocaine cases where we're selling drugs to the community. Those are cases we like to get the stayaways for. Yeah, Mr. Donohue, I know you do. We did a lot of work down there. Happy to go back there and take another round, but a lot of this, and I kind of lost some of the audio there, but a lot of this sounds like there might be some substance abuse support that could go on down there, and that might help at least some stuff that's going on at that bus stop there.
Tom, you on mute.
No. Okay. I say the next phase of this, I think I'm going to bring in I'm going to try to get the DBH the big van to come into Triangle Park. When we did the walk with the mayor, they said that they were there like 3 times a week, and I honestly have never seen that van that we sometimes will see on MLK, or no, Marionberry. They'll sit by the other park, but I've never seen it at Triangle Park. From your collective experience, is there anything that we as a community are missing that we can do a better job of, that will help support you guys in your efforts? is a stay away order more appropriate? Can I write a letter to the U.S. Attorney's Office that says this would be helpful if we had this, if they knew that they weren't allowed to stay and they did at least ask for it in these cases? What's the best thing that I can do to help support you guys?
So the stay away order is something we can request, but it's also is up to the judge. So whoever judges at arraignment, they will issue the stay away order. So it's not really up to the U.S. Attorney's Office. U.S. Attorney's Office will come to stayaways. They kind of in lockstep with us. But it's up to the judge to see if the stay away should be granted. Naturally, that person being seen before the judge has to have a defense attorney, and the defense attorney will say everything he can to say, okay, they live in the community, a stay away may not be best for them. So it's all depending on what the judge agrees to or is ruling at arraignment. What we can do is we have people out there with substance abuse. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is Jaron Hickman talking, not Commander Hickman talking. We can't do is we cannot have people out there in community vulnerable and people bringing them the means to use drugs. They have to, if you want a service, you have to go somewhere to get the service, because you get the whole, service. You get the clean needles, you get the condoms, and you get some, maybe some counseling. You can bring the stuff out to the street. There's no counseling. It's just, hey, here's your needle, here's your drugs, here's your needle, here's your Suboxone, here's your condoms, and see you tomorrow. Like, there's no incentive for a lot of people to get better. Some people do, but it's when they get ready. And I think we kind of moved to that model because nobody want to see people ODing on the street. I don't want to see it neither, but this is the byproduct. You have that. Not saying people OD on the street, but yet we have government agencies or people get government funding, bringing them the means to get high. And then they have no reason to move because they know they're going to get their high. So it has to be a situation where the person needs to go somewhere to get the service. Now, I understand both arguments. If you do what we're doing right now, the systems are going to keep complaining, and they're going to say the police department is not doing anything. And I sympathize because it gives that impression that we're not doing anything. But like I said, we'll lock them up all day long. We're great at it. But we can't do anything for the sickness.
And so, what is the best? What's the best thing I guess the best thing if we see somebody actually smoking in the hut, because I mean that's my concern. Like I literally chose, walked in there yesterday, and from across the street I can see them lighting a glass pipe, right there in the hut. I mean, sending that message to our neighbors saying that that's not going to be tolerated. What's the best approach for anybody that sees? Is it just call 911 and hope that they're still there? I know that when I called yesterday, by the time that they were gone, probably because of my presence in general. But if we can't move them along because of the Fourth Amendment, like what is the next? Is there any other options? Because I want to be frank. As much as you're being frank with me, I want to be frank with the neighbors and let them know exactly what the challenge is.
Yeah. So like I said, I have my crime suppression team. Of course, I can relay the message like, hey, on your daily patrols, can you look at bus stop 1800 block of Minnesota, and if you see the activity, place them under arrest. For an officer answering calls for service, it's kind of difficult for them because they can't just sit there because they got to take the next call for service.
Right.
But some of my proactive teams, they can focus on that. But it's also like it's kind of hit or miss. Like if it's there, they're going to take it. But they have to in their mind how long they're going to sit there and bail for it when something else is on the horizon. So I can do it all day long and tell them, hey, especially since that bus stop, we getting complaints. We had an issue this morning. And I've got some pictures for some bus riders myself, mainly about people sleeping there, which is very unsightly. So I can basically, short term, we can talk about the park, but we talk about long term. We got to start discussing that.
Okay, well, I only gave us 30 minutes. I don't want to take any more of your time. I appreciate the time that you've given me. Love to continue this conversation. Commander Hickman, you guys have done, and Commander Fitzgerald, you guys have really done an amazing job this last year. The work that you guys have done and the difference that we're seeing. I'm hearing it from our residents because I'll ask them. I want to ask them because I want them to see and hear. If they're not paying attention, I want them to see and hear the difference that we're seeing on the 2200 block. So I genuinely mean thank you for the work that you guys have been doing. It's really paying off. And I mean, I can't tell you, I can actually walk to the store now and not have all the work out there. So if it's one thing that you guys should definitely applaud yourself as you share your experiences, really make sure that the community knows the great job that you've done across from Boone, because you really have done an amazing job and have turned that block incredibly to the positive. So thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it, and so does the community.
Copy that. We'll start hitting the 18. I think it's maybe the 17 or 1900 block of Minnesota. We'll start hitting that one next and just see if we get any successes out of that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Lucas. Wait, that's Captain, right?
Yes, sir. You got it.
I'm getting to know these. Captain Lucas, it was nice meeting you. Thank you for your time. If there's anything that I can do or that you think that I can, get the community involved, I'll do anything. I mean, you see me march down the street with signs. Whatever I got to do, if there's something that you feel strongly, please let me know, and I'll do whatever I can. I'm going to try to get them to bring the van there, at least to have something for the community to show that we are, as difficult as this is at least they can see some sort of something. And so thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.